It's a come-from-behind 5-3 win for the Mariners over the Houston Astros today. Andres Munoz again picks up a save without allowing an earned run, without allowing a hit, and just 3 routine RBIs. Other news for the Mariners are that Bryce Miller and Logan, not Evans, Gilbert, both had an up and down game today. Logan may end up needing a rehab assignment, and Bryce Miller should be good to make his next start next week, which is pretty exciting. Today, the Mariners should have scored a sixth run when they were sending Cal Raleigh against Jose Altuve in the outfield, but Altuve had a very good throw, and unfortunately it didn't work out. Cal was thrown out at the plate by a mile, which was very unfortunate for the Mariners, as that did not do that. Mariners opened up the scoring with a Leody Taveras home run, his second as a Mariner, to go up 1-0. Then Isaac Paredes homered on a fly ball to left field to score Jeremy Pena to put the Astros up 2-1. Then Miles Masterboni got his first home run of the season and as a Mariner to tie the game. Then Christian Walker had a sac fly, but then it was 3-2. Then there was the Cal miscue that should have tied the game. Unfortunately, it didn't. And then Julio Rodriguez hit a double on a line drive to the right fielder, and JP scored. And there was no play at the plate. It was 3-3. And then Cal came up, and he was annoyed that he got thrown out at the plate. So he said, "Screw you, you can't throw me out at the plate," and hit a 2-run moonshot that hit the cow. It was just fair. Emerson Hancock won a strong 6 to prove his record to 2-2, his ERA to 5.95. And he gave up 3 runs, all of them earned, striking out 3 while giving up 9 hits. Brash went 1, walking 1. Vargas gave up 2 really weak hits, and then Munoz came in and got 3 batters, 3 outs. Super easy for them. 2-hour, 48-minute game. Unfortunately, the Mariners did strike out 10 times today, with Williamson having one of them. Donovan Solano replaced Miles Masterboni at one point, but he did not have a plate appearance, so that's good. Leody Taveras had a 3-hit game, his best game as a Mariner. He is reminding me a lot of what Victor Robles was. Demo walked today, but went 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Rowdy Tellez walked today. He's having a really good season. Randy went 1-for-4 with a strikeout. Cal went 2-for-4 with 2 ribbies, a run, and 2 strikeouts, doing pretty well. Julio 1-for-5 with an RBI, his 11th game-tying RBI in the 7th inning or later since 2022, which apparently is second in the major leagues. I didn't see who it was. Garver came in and struck out for Polanco, who struck out twice, and JP struck out once while getting 2 hits and scoring that 1 run. Jose Altuve, who had been having a terrible season, went 3-for-5 today. He is doing incredibly well against the Mariners, and it is frustrating to see because you want the Mariners to not be giving up runs to players that have been struggling, because you want the Mariners to actually have a good game. Andres Munoz has his 17th save of the season, still with a 0-0 ERA. And that what I can tell you is that the Mariners played a complete game today. At no point did I think that, the Mariners are down to nothing they can do about this. It was a lot better, and that was with Emerson Hancock on the mound. And I think Emerson Hancock is probably... He has a few good games per season, but he also has a few seasons where he's just going to just have a terrible game. And it's one of those things where you just have to deal with it. And I think Emerson is going to end up being trade bait at the deadline, because I think Logan Evans is going to be somebody we keep more. Because if you remember, Hancock is out of options at the end of this season, so he would have to make the Major League roster out of camp next year, and that would probably mean we'd end up trading somebody like a Luis Castillo. But I think we'd rather keep Luis Castillo than keep Emerson Hancock, even though, yes, Hancock would be cheaper. He'd either be pre-arb or arb 1 by the end. No, he'd be arb 1 at the end of this season. And I do feel like Well, no, he wouldn't. He'd be pre-arb at the end of this season because he would have 2 years of service time and he wouldn't be a Super 2. I feel like this is something that's going to need to be, especially when all of the other starters are healthy on the Mariners, it's going to be a conversation that Jerry Dipoto is going to have to have. Really good game today. Julio was back in the lineup, and he played well. Got a lot of outs in center field. He scored the game. Well, he scored the game winning run. Actually, technically, he brought in the game tying RBI, and then he scored the game tying run. So that was pretty awesome. Super happy that the Mariners played this well today. And again, thank you for tuning into the videos. Don't forget that you can also see me on Patreon at Sammy5436, where it's $1 a month. I also am seeable on Instagram at Sammy5436. TikTok at Sammy5436. I'm on Blue Sky at Sammy5436, though I don't use that often. I believe I'm on Tumblr at Sammy5436, but I haven't used that in at least a year. And you can find me at my business email, thetrapezoidtalks5436 at gmail.com. Any information you need to send to those business emails will be looked at. I generally look at my business email on Wednesdays and Sundays, so just do be advised that I do not always have the ability to respond immediately, but if you do send an email to my business email, and as long as it's not offensive, I will respond if it's something I'm interested in with something positive, and if it's something I'm not interested in, I will thank you for your email and go ahead and say that there may be a future opportunity for us to collaborate if that's something you're interested in.